forgot to turn on your screen.
And I got to turn on our new speaker.
Do you have to turn on that one?
Is it a fan?
It's a fan, not a
Oh, they told me there was speaker things.
You gotta turn that one on?
fan, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a fan. You want to blow into it? I'll put it on this side if you need it.
Oh, okay. We'll just turn
All
it
right.
a little bit.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's Warren City Council meeting. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, we need to pause for a moment. The recording equipment is malfunctioning. Thanks. While we're waiting for that,
Thank you. Thanks.
I don't know what that is.
Thank you.
Is the
Okay.
fan too close to the microphone?
Oh, okay. I would like to also point out that we have a new audio system in place in the auditorium here this evening. I was told that it's 98% complete. Hopefully, we won't have any malfunctions, but it's to increase the audio for people in the audience to be able to hear better, as well as I'm already hearing myself back. So hopefully, that'll be a marked improvement.
Roll call.
All set?
Yes, roll call, Madam Chair.
Mr. Bacamino.
Present.
Ms. Comartin.
Present.
Mr. Green.
Here. Here.
Somebody's fan too close to
Sorry.
the microphone.
Yeah, the fan has to move away.
Airplane coming in for landing.
Thank you, Mr. Sadowski.
Yes. I
Mr.
can.
Stevens.
Yes.
Mr.
Or,
Vogt?
excuse me, present.
I am also present.
Mr. Warner.
Here.
Camp present.
Adoption of the consent agenda?
Need a motion and support?
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Green, support by Mr. Warner. Any discussion regarding the consent agenda? Seeing or hearing none, I'll call the question. Mr. Green.
Yes.
Mr. Warner.
Yes.
Ms. Vogt. Mr. Stevens.
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski.
Yes.
Mr. Liss.
Yes.
Ms. Comartin.
Yes.
Mr. Bacamino.
Yes.
Camp, yes. The motion passed unanimously.
Next agenda item is number 5, adoption of the agenda. Motion to approve with discussion.
I have a motion by Mr. Sadowski,
I'll support it.
support to adopt the agenda by Mr. Liss. Discussion, Mr. Sadowski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a note up here asking that item 12C, which is the item related to the taxi cab, they've been asked to have that removed. That was per Officer Kovach. Also, Councilwoman Comartin has asked to add an item. That will be 15C, as in cat. And those were the changes that I had.
Can I have that other pencil?
I'm sorry, the item is in Ray, election charter amendments, redistricting commission directive, and updates on the November 2010 election.
And I'm sorry, that's going to be item 15C.
15C.
Any other discussion regarding the agenda?
Madam Chair,
Mr. Sadowski.
in front of everybody, there is a revised letter for item 11C. The item was blended with a letter from a previous item, so there's just clarification. That's what that in ray of 11C is on our desk. That's all.
Okay. All right, if there's no other discussion regarding the agenda, I'll call the question. Mr. Sadowski.
Yes.
Mr. Liss.
Yes.
Mr. Green.
Yes.
Ms. Comartin.
Yes.
Mr. Bacamino.
Yes.
Mr. Warner.
Yes.
Ms. Vogt.
Yes.
Mr. Stevens.
Yes.
Camp, yes. The motion passed unanimously.
Item number 6, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of May 24th, 2011, special meeting of June 2nd, 2011, and special meeting of June 3rd, 2011.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Comartin?
can we split those meetings up?
Certainly. We'll first call the meeting of May 24th, 2011, regular meeting.
Motion to approve?
Support.
Motion by Ms. Comartin, support by Mr. Sadowski. Any discussion regarding the minutes, regular meeting of May 24th?
Madam Chair, I think we have to take a vote to divide the question.
Oh, you're right, I'm sorry. I have a motion by, was that what your motion, Ms. Comartin?
Motion to divide the question, Madam Chair, on
Thank
all
you.
3 minutes.
Motion to divide the question by Ms. Comartin, support by Ms. Vogt. Ms. Comartin?
Yes.
Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski?
Yes.
Mr. Liss?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Bacamino?
Yes.
Camp, yes. The questions have been divided. Now I need a motion and support for the approval of the regular meeting of May 24th.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes of that meeting.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Liss, support by Ms. Comartin. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, call the question. Mr. Liss?
Yes.
Ms. Comartin?
Yes.
Mr. Bacamino?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Camp, yes. The motion passed unanimously. Now I need a motion and support for the approval of the minutes of the special meeting of June 2nd.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Sadowski, I'm sorry, support was Mr. Green. Any discussion regarding the minutes of June 2nd? Go ahead and call the question, Mr. Sadowski.
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Ms. Comartin?
Yes.
Mr. Bacamino?
Yes.
Mr. Liss?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Camp, yes. The motion passed unanimously. Now I need a motion and support for the adoption of the minutes of June 3rd, special meeting, June 3rd, 2011.
Motion to approve.
Support with discussion, Madam Chair?
Motion by Mr. Sadowski, support by Ms. Comartin. Discussion, Ms. Comartin.
Yes, Madam Chair. On the special meeting, June 3rd, 2011 minutes, I got calls from several residents. They could not find those minutes online. They were not posted. The other 2 minutes, the minutes of the regular meeting were up there, and the special meeting was. So I would ask for a tabling motion on these minutes so they can be posted.
I will support that tabling motion.
I have a motion to table the special meeting minutes of June 3rd by Ms. Comartin, support to table by Mr. Liss. Ms. Comartin.
Yes, the table with posting.
Mr. Liss?
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski?
No.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Mr. Bacamino?
Yes, the table.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Camp, yes. The item has been tabled.
Item number 7, approval of the bills.
I'll move that we pay the bills.
Motion by Mr. Liss,
Support with discussion, Madam Chair?
support by Ms. Comartin. Discussion, Ms. Comartin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening, Mr. Melzick. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I know that you have brought some answers from the last meeting that we had.
Yeah, on check number 505910, CNG Publishing, the question was asked what that was for. We had an auction on May 7th for surplus city vehicles. That included old police cars, old equipment. We gathered $153,000, paid a commission of 1.5%, and that's what that was for.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I had asked if any city vehicles had sold. Now, the money that we have accumulated, you said that was approximately $157,000?
$153,000.
$153,000. What fund is that going back to? Is it going back to the individual departments?
That's in
or
the general fund.
It's going right to the general fund? Okay, thank you. And then I think there was one other one that you had feedback on?
That's it.
That's it, okay. And then On today's bills, we have check number 506635, page 1. That was for Acumed, and that is an amount of $28,718.77. And we have the total collected for that month. Either we have received a great increase. This one is for $410,268.20. Now, is that just for 1 month or?
No, that's our Acumed billing, which is for our transport. And we switched over to electronic data transfer. So basically, that's 5 weeks of makeup plus an additional month's time, so that's about 9 weeks of data.
Okay, so that's for 9 weeks, and basically, in the current budget, we have about 2.3 accumulated approximately, and is this amount included in that budget?
Correct. Yep, that is. And since inception, we've had about $2.8 million collected, and that's as of yesterday's billing. I got that information from the commissioner.
Okay, I'm sorry, the total amount was
2.8 million.
Okay. And so the amount then that was in the budget was estimated, so we're really ahead right now.
Well, that's like inception to date. So we had 2.3 in the budget for 2011.
Okay. All right, very good. The second question that I have for you is check number 477792, page 17. That was for Frank's Landscaping, and that particular check was dated 5/26. Was that check already paid?
That's correct.
Okay, and what was the situation with that one that we had to pay in advance?
Yeah, we had an issue with getting the information from the department, so we were at risk of losing service from the vendor, so we decided to, I made a decision to make a manual check, got that through Mr. Sadowski's office, and that's why it's here today for you guys to approve.
Okay, so it was already signed, sent out, and it's just getting the blessing of the rest of council.
Right.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair, that concludes my comments.
Any other comments regarding the list of bills? Seeing or hearing none, I'll call the question. Mr. Liss?
Yes.
Ms. Comartin?
Yes.
Mr. Bachmino?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Camp? Yes. The item passed unanimously.
Item 8, approval of the building authority checks, meeting of June 7th, 2011.
Need a motion and support?
Motion to approve?
Motion by Mr. Sadowski, support by Ms. Vogt.
Madam Chair,
Ms. Comartin?
I need to be excused from my per diem check. And
Check number 1430.
exactly.
I have a request by Ms. Comartin to be excused from check number 1430.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Vogt, support by Mr. Liss. Ms. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Liss?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Bachmino?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Sadowski?
Yes.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.